Every single day inside of Team Roar this week, G-Roar has called out massive wins every single morning, man. These are the biggest percentage gains you're going to see within the market. We ended up buying SPY call options at the exact lows today, selling for a 100% profit return. We also ended up buying Amazon call options towards the exact lows, selling for a 100% profit return. Back to back, 100% plus gainers directly at the market open. I'm going to be breaking down the trades that we made towards the end of this video. The win streak, the green streak continues. But with that being said, man, in terms of last night's game plan, if you used last night's game plan, you should have had a phenomenal green day and you should have been buying those call options. In terms of the game plan, I showed you the pattern. We were looking at November 27th and November 29th. This pattern that I exposed you to was the exact repeat of today. As you can see right here, the SPY is a small move up. As you can see right here, the SPY is a small move up, right? We're comparing November 27th throughout the past 2 days. This is going to help prepare you to trade the next best setups at the next best prices. Heading into tomorrow, man, we're setting up for a very lucrative money-making opportunity. So make sure you listen up here. As you can see, we have this sharp move to the upside. As you can see, we have this sharp move to the upside. Then we have a nice downtrend. Then we have a nice downtrend. Then we have this green bullish wick on the 30-minute chart. Then we have this green bullish wick on the 30-minute chart. In terms of the SPY, next day the SPY gaps up. In terms of the SPY, the next day the SPY gaps up. Once the stock market opens and the SPY breaks above those pre-market highs, it has a very strong bullish move to the upside. Look at this pattern. It is nearly identical to what happened today. The main difference was the SPY didn't drop back down towards those pre-market support levels, right? But if you just looked at the resistance, like I said, pre-market resistance, if it breaks above pre-market resistance directly at that market open, it's going to be a strong bullish move, a strong bullish move. Inside of Team Roar, we absolutely crushed it. In terms of the trades, you could just see right here. I'm going to break this down for you here real quick. Then we're going to get straight into the money-making information. But as you can see, we ended up buying 232.50 Amazon calls for 60 cents a contract at 9:31 a.m. And we ended up adding to the winners. Adding, doubling our position size, adding to those winners at 64 cents, right? And then in terms of the next trade, we had 607 SPY calls for 40 cents a contract. In terms of this trade, we ended up doubling the position size very, very quickly, adding to the winners, adding to the winners. If you take a look, we got in on these trades at the exact lows. Look at this, man. This is the option chart of the SPY 607 calls. This is where we got in at 9:40 a.m. and we quickly added to the winners. These quickly went from 40 cents all the way to 85 cents a contract. Later on throughout the day, they went to 152 cents a contract. The Amazon calls, as you can see right here, we got in at 9:31 a.m., literally towards the exact lows, and they quickly went from 60 cents to 160 cents a contract. As you can see, man, everything was alerted 100% in real time as always. And, we mentioned where to set the profit stops. It's very, very clear where to set the profit stops, where the profit target is. It's very, very clear. And in terms of the adding, you guys know we add to winners nonstop, right? So as you can see, man, this is all alerted 100% in real time. And the target was reached on Amazon. So we ended up selling at 10:02 a.m. So on Amazon calls, we got out at 10:02 a.m. Right here towards the exact peak when this hit 130s, we're selling and we were in on that 60 cent range, right? And then in terms of the SPY calls, as you can see right here, setting the profit stops. Setting the profit stop on SPY calls at 10:11 a.m. Everyone is stopped out for overall fucking profits. This is nonstop winning inside of Team Roar, man. Alyssa is one of our most consistent members within the community. She absolutely crushed it once again, ended up making over $3,000 in profits on those 607 SPY calls, man. We had many members absolutely crush it once again inside of Team Roar. If you take a look, man, we just had a new member join us. He just joined in the morning session. He's already up a 76% gain in 30 minutes. These are the best market open trades you're ever going to see within the stock market. I'm telling you, man, there's nothing else like this in terms of Team Roar. Nothing else like this exists. These are the biggest percentage gains in the market open. You can walk away, shut the screen down within the first 30 minutes with a 100% plus gainer. If you do want to join us, it's the first link down below in the description. Now, let's get into the money-making information. So in terms of the money-making information, man, I'm going to walk you through this. So I showed you the pattern. I showed you the pattern, and in terms of the pattern, it's been playing out now for 2 days. So I'm going to continue to bring awareness to this pattern, and we're going to continue to milk this overall trend as long as there's confirmations at the levels, right? So in terms of the pattern that I've been focused on, we've been looking at November 27th. So in terms of November 27th, as you can see right here, sharp move to the upside, sharp move to the upside, then we come crashing back down, then we come crashing back down, and then we have this gap up, then we have this gap up. The main difference was the SPY didn't drop back down towards market open, towards the pre-market lows. But once we broke above pre-market resistance, we had a massive strong move to the upside, massive strong to the upside. So the pattern is repeating in similar cycles. This is what I have to say. Based off of the daily chart pattern, if you take a look at the daily chart pattern, this daily candlestick right here looks identical to this daily candlestick right here. So if the SPY gaps up, it's going to keep on trying to climb higher, and it's going to try to have a strong bullish close. On bullish trend days, one of the strategies that we like to focus on is the break and retest, where we identify resistance levels, and then the SPY has massive breaks above these resistance levels. And then once it drops back down to retest that previous resistance level where it had that breakout, we're interested in buying the dip. That's one of the strategies that we take advantage of, right? In terms of that strategy, you can just see right here, man, the SPY had resistance, and this is something that I teach you as well. The SPY had resistance right here. As you can see, if you look at the 10-day, 30-minute chart, this is a clear resistance level towards this 606.50, right? So if the SPY breaks above 606.50, the next resistance level is going to be towards here, 608, 609. But the point is, it broke above this 606.30. The 30-minute chart pattern that I showed you said it's going to have a strong bullish trend day, and you're going to want to be buying calls if it's breaking above pre-market highs and if it's forming higher support above pre-market highs, right? And if you looked at the pattern, green, red, green, and another green bullish candlestick, 2 hours of support forming above previous resistance, break and retest, green, red, green, bullish pattern. If you use what I taught you, you should have been in on call options right here towards 11 a.m. on the opening of this 30-minute candlestick, selling into the rips. Green, red, green. SPY's going to try to retest the high of this 30-minute red wick. It's breaking out and it's forming higher support above the previous resistance level. That's what you have to do on bullish trend days. Break and retest, and then the green, red, green pattern is one of the confirmations. Look for support on the 30-minute chart to be forming for 60 minutes to 120 minutes at those key previous resistance levels when it drops back down and forms the floor to react to support as a confirmation. Now, in terms of the SPY, man, if we gap up, it's going to keep on trying to gap and go. So in terms of the gap and go levels, this is what I want you to focus on. We closed at 607.46. If we are gapping up, I want you to focus on this level right here, 607.80 to 608. If you are seeing support forming slightly above the gap or slightly above pre-market resistance level, you're going to want to be buying those call options early into the morning, only if we are gapping up. Now, if we are gapping down, this is what the pattern says. So in terms of that pattern, it's repeating similar cycles. The daily chart says if we gap up, it's going to try to go bullish. It's not even going to try to drop back down to the previous closing price. As long as we're holding above 607.746 on a gap up, it's going to try to react bullish and strong close, right? But in terms of the other pattern that can play out, this is what I want to bring awareness to, right? So I was comparing that overall pattern on the 10-day, 30-minute chart, where we have this move to the upside, then we drop back down, then we drop back down, and then we had a gap up, and then once we broke above pre-market highs, massive move. Once we broke above pre-market highs, massive move, right? So if the SPY gaps down, right, you can see right here, SPY gaps down, break and retest, buy the fucking dip. If the SPY is gapping down, opening up lower than 607.46, I'm going to be interested in buying call options towards the previous resistance in the pre-market. So in terms of previous resistance that hasn't been tested in a sense, it's going to be right here. As you can see, we had pre-market resistance towards this 606. We also have resistance right here towards 605.30. That overall zone is going to be the break and retest zone to buy call options heading into tomorrow if we are gapping down. So if we gap up, we're going with the higher levels. If we gap down, we're going with the lower levels. The main focus heading into tomorrow is going to be those call options. I explained to you how to play it on a gap up and a gap down. Very, very simple. Now, in terms of absolute lowest, right? In terms of just lower levels, just in case, I'm keeping an eye on the gap, 602.80, and I'm keeping an eye on 603.50. In between this zone is another bullish zone to be buying call options. Based off the patterns, if we gap down, SPY is going to try to form higher support, not dropping back to this zone. If we gap up, SPY is going to try to break out and gap and go at the higher levels, 608, right? But obviously, if we're reacting bearish or if calls just don't work out towards this 605 to 606 range on a gap down, I'm going to be targeting call options on the next level and make it all back if the trade didn't work out before that towards that 603.50 to 602.80 gap close reversal zone, previous resistance in the pre-market to react to support. That is the game plan for call options. In terms of puts, all I have to say is this. My only interest in puts is going to be towards the all-time highs. 609 to 610 is going to be the put zone, but the overall day is going to be try to be bullish in a sense. So in terms of the market dropping, we could have a small drop towards the end of the day. So in terms of ways to do this, 609 to 610, and if you're seeing a drop in the middle of the day towards those resistance levels and we spike back up towards those resistance levels for a double top for bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations into the close, you can try puts targeting that level where the previous high was on the day. That's how I came up with that information in a sense. So that's the game plan for SPY. Very, very simple. You use this game plan. You're going to be printing at the speed of fucking light tomorrow, man. Now, with that being said, I'm going to be signing off. For those of you who are serious about making money, it's going to be the first link down below within the description. So you will gain access to Team Roar, our real-time zero-day options trading alert system. We are known for trading zero-day options. We're known for buying far out of the money. We are known for selling deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains within the market. In terms of the trading alert system that we've created, we don't use stop losses. We hold the trades. We trade the trend. We hold the trades. When we're right and when we're green, we set profit stops to ensure that we don't go green to red. And we move the profit stop higher to ensure that we don't get back the bulk of our gains, right? And we sell in the money. So when we're wrong about the trade, we just hold it. We just hold the trade. And it can come back to life throughout the entire day. If we're right about the trend, it's going to come back to life. Even if we're down 70, 80, 90%, we don't get stopped out. If we're right about the trend, it comes back to life. 70% of the time, the dead plays that drop 50% come back to life. We trade the trend. We hold the trades. We size in less. We put in our entire position size as our max risk per trade into the contracts. Most we lose is our max risk per trade. It allows us to remove the stop loss. It allows us to hold the trade even if we're down a lot and sell later in the money when we're going to be right the vast majority of the time. Like I said, on the plays we're not timing right, 70% of the time, they come back to life. They go in the money. It's nonstop fucking winning over here, man. We cracked the code. No stop loss. If you set the stop loss, you're going to get stopped out and you're going to fucking lose. If you set the profit stop, you're going to get stopped out for profits and you're going to win. If you move the profit stop up higher, you're going to protect the bulk of your gains. And you're going to want to be selling into the moves at the key levels, leaving runners. You're going to want to be leaving runners as well, because leaving runners is going to allow you to really experience those 1000% gains without getting stopped out on the overall profit for those runners that you're leaving to run, right? So I wanted to bring awareness to all that. If you've been watching the overall content, man, every single fucking day, we're literally entering trades throughout the past 2 weeks that are going up 1000%, almost every single fucking day, man. The morning trades have the biggest potential along with the power hour trades. We don't like adding to losers. If the morning trade doesn't work out, we buy a new strike on the same side of the trend. If we still believe in the trend, we hold the previous strike. The previous strike, we can make like 100, 200% on the morning trade if it's down 90%. And the new strike, we can make 1000% plus, man, that we buy later into the day, right? So you don't even have to time it perfectly in a sense. If you're trading the trend, that is a big unfair advantage to be trading the trend, is you don't have to time the trade perfectly. We have the entire day to sell those contracts in the money, and we set profit stops. We're able to make money before they even go in the fucking money. Once we're green, we set the profit stop, get stopped out for fucking profits, sell into the move at key levels. If you're serious about making money, it's the first link down below in the description. This is the best zero-day options trading alert system you're ever gonna fucking see and experience. I'm telling you, man, every single morning, the trades are green. So part of the system is entering the trades in the morning, right? Showing up later and not trading the morning trades is not part of the system. So if you show up in the morning and you trade the trades in the morning, nearly every single morning is fucking green, making losing a personal choice. Because we win the vast majority of every single fucking morning. These are the best trades you're ever going to see in the morning. And like I said, we don't go green to red. If you choose to keep on trading, you risk 25% to 50% of your gains at the absolute most. If you decide to risk that and you lose and you give back some of your gains, you have to force yourself to stop trading. Otherwise, you're going to be risking going green to red, which is not an option inside of Team Roar. You have to survive to trade another day, man. We're winning nonstop in here. You ain't going to find anything else like this on the fucking planet, man. It does not exist. Who the fuck do you know is winning this consistently in the morning with the biggest wins in the stock market, man? And we've allowed people to remove their stop loss. We've allowed people to risk less and to experience the biggest percentage gains in the market, man. Trading the trend with far out of the money 0-to-8 options is the best fucking system you're ever going to see within the stock market for those of you who trade with real money. We do have some traders, they trade with prop firms. If you're going to trade with a prop firm, if that's something you do, I'm not going to be speaking on that. But if you do want to trade with a prop firm, it is possible. You can trade, EX and you could ES and do this in a sense. But you're going to want to be sizing in extremely small because, like I said, we hold our fucking trades, right? If you're on a fucking prop firm and you're holding your fucking trades, it could be a massive drawdown if you're sizing big and you could get stopped out and shut down for the overall day, right? So that's something you have to understand, right? These trades can drop in terms of the option contracts 80, 90%. Literally, like every single fucking trade came back to life and went up 200%, man. As long as I'm fucking winning, I don't mind being down 90% if I could sell for 200% profit return. It's the biggest gains, cheapest, lowest barrier entry to risk. And we're known for timing our trades extremely well, man. So it's the first link down below within the description. If you want to experience this real-time 0-to-8 options trade alert system, I can assure you we have tons of members. We have many, many members who are making $500 a day, $1,000 a day. Some members are making five figures a week. Some members are making 6 figures a month. We have multimillionaires in here who are learning their trades in real time. These are the best fucking trades you're ever going to see within the stock market. So it's the first link down below in the description. If you want to experience this, I can assure you, if you use this game plan as well that I provided to you, you should make money heading into the market tomorrow, man. This is the only channel in history that allows you to be self-sufficient, that prepares you to trade the best setups at the best prices a day before in advance, and has the best 0-to-8 options trade alert system on the fucking planet, man. If you want to make your money, it's the first link down below in the description. With that being said, I'm going to be signing off. I will see you guys tomorrow within the chat.